YouTube, it's your girl Heavenly Porcelain back with another video, and today I'm bringing to you guys the beginning of my segment Living in This Skin, hence my YouTube name Heavenly Porcelain Living in This Skin. So whenever you guys see Living in This Skin in the title, is going to be pertaining to albinism, all things albinism, facts about albinism, different segments about albinism. Living in this skin is me living in my skin with albinism. So today I'm bringing to you part one of the title. If you guys haven't looked at the title, it's called Being Albino, What is Albinism? Living in This Skin, Let's Get Educated. So I'm going to be educating you guys about albinism, some facts that I want you guys to know. It's not going to be all of the facts. It's going to be 5 facts each video. So this is part one. It's going to be 5 facts. Part 2 will be 5 facts, but I'm going to sum it down to where it's easy for all of my friends to understand about albinism in a quick, fast video. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Thank you guys for watching. I know it's been a minute, and I'll see you guys soon. Well, let's get into the video. What is albinism? Albinism is a genetic condition where there is little to no pigment in the hair, skin, and eyes. The different types of albinism. While most people with albinism have very fair skin and hair, levels of pigmentation can vary depending on the type of albinism it is. The 2 categories of albinism. There are 2 categories of albinism: oculocutaneous albinism, which is what I have, that involves the hair, skin, and the eyes, and ocular albinism, which is very rare and it only involves the eyes. Within the 2 categories of albinism. Within the 2 categories of albinism, there are 4 types that I think you all should really know about. The first type produces no melanin at all, so they're very fair skin and very fair hair. Their hair usually looks like icy blonde, icy white, and their skin is very fair, more fair than mine. The second type produces a little bit more melanin, as you guys can see here. The third type produces even more melanin than the second type, as you guys can also see here. For example, my sister, she produces more melanin than I do, so her hair is darker and her eyes are also darker as well. And then the fourth type, they are referred to as the light-skinned albino, but they do actually have albinism. It's just they're not the stereotypical albino person that everybody is used to seeing, or a person with albinism. Most people think that everybody with albinism are just fair skin, fair hair, but there are people out here that are, have caramel hair and they're very light skinned. It's just a type of albinism, but they produce more melanin than everybody else. What is melanin and why do we lack it? First, we're going to get into what is melanin. Melanin is the pigment that gives human hair, skin, and eyes their color. Darker skinned people produce more melanin in their skin than lighter skinned people. Melanin is produced by cells called melanocytes, which protects our skin from sun damage. Hence, I got sunburned today, so clearly my melanocytes were not working properly. Let's get into some fun facts. Melanocytes increase their production of melanin in response to sun exposure, aka why some people get a tan. Those occur in people of all races, and all they actually are small concentrated areas of overproduced melanin production. Why do we lack it? We lack melanin because there are mutations in specific genes that are necessary for production of melanin pigment in specialized cells called melanocytes. Albinism and genetics. Albinism is hereditary and recessive. Hereditary meaning that albinism is passed down from parent to child. Recessive meaning that both parents have one mutated gene. That gene comes together and then they create a child with albinism. So to sum that up, both parents must have the gene. If one parent does not have the gene, then they will not create a child with albinism. Oculocutaneous albinism is inherited in an autosomal recessive pattern, which means both copies of a gene in each cell have mutations. Most often, the parents of an individual with an autosomal recessive condition each carry one copy of the mutated gene, but they do not show signs and symptoms of the condition. So what I just said basically means that both of my parents, for example, have the gene. They each have the gene that came together and created me and my little sister because we both have albinism. But they do not show signs or any symptoms of the condition, meaning that my mom does not have albinism and my dad does not have albinism, but they both have the gene, therefore they created children with albinism. Examples and health tips. Another example is, for instance, my family, the gene only affects the girls. So basically, I have an older brother, he does not have albinism. Then I was born, I have albinism. And then I have a brother and a sister, they are twins, and my sister has albinism and my brother does not. I will throw a picture in here somewhere for you guys to see that. But yeah, so clearly the genes work accordingly and they work differently, but in my case, it only affects the girls of my family. Also about genes, you know, you guys can get tested for genes and things of that nature. You can get tested to see if you have like sickle cell or other things like that, if you have the gene for albinism, if you have the gene for many other things. All you have to do is go to one of those places that test for genes. I'm not exactly sure about the name because this is fairly new to me as well. I really want to go to see, you know, if my kids will have albinism or if they will not, or whatever it says that they might have. But I think that that was a good thing to throw in for you guys. So if you ever want to know if you're just trying to start a family, or if you want to know about the future, what your future may hold for your kids and your family, then I think that you guys should go get tested. It won't hurt, you know, to know. So that's another tip for you guys. Who can inherit albinism? Albinism affects all races from all different walks of life. It can be inherited by anybody. It does not discriminate. Albinism can be inherited by Chinese, African American, Italian, Latino, Caribbean, all over the world. You can inherit albinism. It does not discriminate, and it does not only affect one race. Let's get into some fun facts. Albinism or albino is not a race. I cannot stress this enough. It is not a race. Like I said before, albinism affects all different ethnicities, all different people from different walks of life. It does not only affect one race, okay? Thank you. Last but not least, we're gonna get into some ignorant assumptions. Only African American women are affected by albinism. And that is incorrect. Incorrect. That is actually a pet peeve of mine. It really irks my nerves because all people, or most people, assume that when they see a woman with albinism, they assume that she is automatically an African American woman of African American descent. I myself am an African American woman, and I can see how sometimes that can be very ignorant to only think that people that have albinism only come from Africa, or they're only African American. Like I said before, albinism affects all different ethnicities, all different people from different walks of life. So please do not assume when you see somebody with albinism, do not assume their race, do not assume any of that, because I have many friends that are from all over the world that are not African American like myself, but they do have albinism. It does not only affect African American women. Lastly, albinism does not only affect women, it also affects males as well. But we're not going to get into that today. That will be for part 2. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope you guys learned. I hope you guys were able to understand what I'm trying to get across to you guys. And I can't wait for you guys to see more Living in the Skin segment. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, please like. And if you're not subscribed, I would love to have you part of my family. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace. Right here in this picture, you see me and my younger sister. This is actually a statement shoot that I want to do for the both of us. The story behind this shoot is on my Instagram. Please go check it out at I Am Porcelain. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in part 2. Bye.